In the morning when I'm driving, I really come alive when I listen to my Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. In the morning while I'm driving, Ronnie Q. I really come alive when it's time for Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie. Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie. It's time for Ronnie Q. Take a seat and go meet Ronnie. Sweet, 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 sweet Ronnie. No day complete without my Ronnie. She can't be beat. Sweet, sweet Ronnie.
Grand Rising. Can somebody please tell me where the heck is Stomp Down? Has anybody seen Stomp Down? Hey, Liz, what's going on, Liz? It is always good to see you. I have to tell it. All of this money that they are spending on private jets to take Cash Patel's girlfriend to Philly and then back home to Nashville. All of this money that they are spending putting warplanes in the Caribbean and the Pacific to attack Maduro's regime. Now, all of the uh, bubbling that Benjamin Netanyahu is spewing out to, I assume, to get 45-47 to strike Iran again. Talking about they are bringing things in to hype up their nuclear weapons. So we have that in his ear. I guess he has enough time to talk about what Iran is doing to get your mind off of what he's still doing in Palestine with the number of people who are still dying in Palestine. So it's a lot going on. And then the audacity of 45-47 saying that he wanted to strike Nigeria. And we know that's all for the rare earth minerals. If you didn't watch my show yesterday, it's all lined up for you there on yesterday. So this morning, I have a couple of things that I would like to discuss. But first, we are going to um, start off with this piece of information. I don't know how you feel about it. It's just a news to me. So let's get into this new information that I just ran across this morning. Let me turn on the volume. Well, here we go.
Of the Iraq War and the War on Terror. He was a major proponent of the use.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let me get it back. I apologize. Let me get this news story back. Dick Cheney is dies at 84.
United States Vice President Dick Cheney has died at the age of 84, according to a new statement released by his family minutes ago. Dick Cheney was one of the architects of the Iraq War and the War on Terror. He was a major proponent of the use of torture against detainees in the early and mid 2000s. He was also a proponent of domestic surveillance in the United States of America, along with the expansion of executive power in the United States, consolidating power in the executive. His family says that he passed away at the age of 84 due to complications related to pneumonia, along with vascular and cardiac disease. Cheney previously served as a congressman. He previously served as the Secretary of Defense, along with President George Bush's Vice President of the United States. I will continue to provide you updates all morning and all day as always. So spread the word. Full updates on my Substack, linked in bio. Subscribe for free. Follow along to update on all the news you need.
So, who coined the term "axis of evil"? I believe that term was coined in uh, George W. Bush's administration. So we see where the downfall of all our liberties started with the run up to the lie that they told the United States people to strike in Iraq and Afghanistan now. And Iran and Venezuela, it keeps going on, and we see how all that mass surveillance was ticked up under that administration behind their lies, and we see how it has gotten 10 times worse under this administration. But there is a lot going on in the world around us. So, first of all, if you're not aware, Pete Kegbreath has come out and said that they don't even know who they're striking in those shipping boats. He has come out and admitted this. After they said, we have proof these are narco drug terrorists, all of that, I will lead you to the way. All of my links will be dropped in my description box in the order that I play them. I'm not naming them. The first one that I play is the first one that you will get. So we got time for all that. I ain't got time for all that. So let me share a couple of news stories with you this morning. Um, and I will drop the links in the description box. All of the news that I get, these are people who uh, regularly do great news. So I hope that you guys go over there and check it out. Now, let me start with the Pete Hegseth. Finally has admitted that he's lying. Where is it? Here it is, right here. Let me share this with you, just in case you're not familiar with this. Oh, I haven't shared it yet. Hold on. I'm just playing it. I apologize. The name of this thank you, Liz. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What didn't you know that you I just was touching on some things that I'm going to cover. Oh, and let's not forget today is election day. Um, Zoran Mandami is up 16 points after all of the backing Como got trying to all of the Islamophobia that his campaign put out. He's 16 points behind in a three-man race. Let's understand, it's three people in the race. So Mandami is up by 16 points. It is expected that he will be the new mayor of New York City. All of the disgusting things that they said about him because he is of the Muslim faith, while at the same time, 4547 has the audacity to say that he's going to take our military over to Nigeria because of Christians being persecuted by what is it? Boko. I was going to say Boca Raton. It's not Boca Raton, but by uh, extremists over in Nigeria. Yeah, extremists over in Nigeria who are killing both Christian and Muslims. So he is trying to make that uh, religion now is a reason to go to war. A man who has been married 3 times, a man who, while campaigning and speaking to the Christian coalition, said he was not a Christian, a man who doesn't know his favorite passage in the Bible. He thinks it's in 2 Corinthians, not 2 Corinthians, or 2 Corinthians. But we are to believe that he is so upset about the persecution of Christians. So I guess we're going to go on another Christian crusade under this administration. But understand, just like why they told you they were wanting to go to Iraq, it's not anything about any Christianity. It's about those rare earth minerals that these billionaires need to continue their quest for AI and profit and money for things that they think. It's weird that they think they're going to sell these things. Maybe the American people are not the actual customer base that they're looking for, because what they're creating is going to put a gaggle of American citizens out of jobs forever. So it cracks me up when people say, "Well, they must be going to give people a wage, a stable wage, so they'll have money." They ain't giving you shit. You think they're gonna give you shit so you have money? If they wanted you to have money, they wouldn't be creating shit to take your jobs. People think that these billionaires, once they take away all your jobs via AI, they're going to give you some wages to tide you over, so you can go out and have something. And if they wanted that, they fucking wouldn't create nothing to take your motherfucking jobs. But Jimmy Dore show, go over there and check him out. I'm gonna add the link to my description box. But let's see. The Pentagon has no idea who they're killing on Venezuelan boats. Let's get into this.
Well, the people I tell you who are terrorists. And what are terrorists? They're people who kill people in a terroristic way. And they're terrorists because I tell you they do this. It's like it's this circular argument with no proof presented.
Hey, newsflash, you know all those boats that Trump and the military have been blowing up off the coast of Venezuela? They don't know who they're killing. Pentagon tells Congress it doesn't know who it's killing in Latin American boat strikes. Isn't that something? Okay. That's Secretary Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War. Earlier today, at the direction of President Trump, the Department of War carried out a lethal kinetic strike. Well, you want a lethal kinetic strike? Wow. As opposed to what, a flaccid static strike? This vessel, like all the others, was known by our intelligence to be involved in illicit narcotics. So they're just summarily executing people they suspect of being drug runners, which is not how that goes against every international law, every domestic law, right now there's a guy at the ICC court who used to be the president of the Philippines. He's being brought up on charge for doing the exact thing, for going in and killing drug dealers without a trial. And so what they're doing is they're killing fishermen is what they're doing. One of the boats was from Colombia, and their fishing boat had a distress signal on, and they bombed it. So here's the video that the Pete Hegseth. There. Oh, look at that. We're so tough. We're so tough. Hegseths love saying lethal kinetic strike because it sounds so much better than murder. And just to let you know, here's Senator Rand Paul. For over 20 years, presidents have used the same post-9/11 legal framework to justify wars and drone strikes without congressional approval. It's time to end this blank check for endless war and restore constitutional limits. So here's what he says.
The problem here is that the Trump administration, and correct me if I'm wrong, is basically embracing the legal framework that has been in place since 9/11, the war on terror. I know there were efforts to try and revoke it. It was never revoked. I mean, isn't this kind of the danger illustrated that people predicted? If you don't withdraw the legal framework that allows endless war in the name of terrorism, that'll just become everything and the president can just bomb whoever he wants forever?
Well, I think it is important to remember our history, even our recent history back to the Obama administration. I think he killed over 1,000 people with drones. They used to have killing terrorist Tuesdays where he had flashcards, and they'd go through the flashcards and pick people on the flashcards. This included an American citizen and the American citizen's 2 children. And I think nobody really made the allegation that any of them were carrying arms, were sympathetic to terrorists. They had ideas that most civilized people disagreed with, but at the same time, they weren't in the middle of combat or engaged in combat. But the reason it's important is because we seem to have different standards. You know, when a Democrats in charge, Republicans, some were up in arms over this. Now that a Republican's doing it, Democrats are rightly up in arms against Trump, but some of them forget or are willing to forget that, you know, their hero, President Obama, was doing it as well. But you're right, that legal framework and that precedent has allowed President Trump to say, look, everybody does this, they're terrorists. And it's this circular argument. Who are terrorists? Well, the people I tell you who are terrorists. And what are terrorists? They're people who kill people in a terroristic way. And they're terrorists because I tell you they do this. It's like it's this circular argument with no proof presented. But there is a real problem with it.
Yeah, there's a real problem with it, but nobody's going to do anything about it because we've been letting the president just murder anybody he's wanted since 9/11. And which makes the United States the biggest terrorist state in the world. There's no bigger terrorist than the United States. Israel's very close, but it would be the United States. The United States, the UK, France, Israel, pretty big terrorist states. And they don't even know who they're killing. The U.S. War Department officials don't know the identities of the 61 people who have been extrajudicially. They don't even know their identities.
Now, think about that. Think about that. Think about how Hegseth came out here and said that they knew exactly who the people were. One of my sticking points were if they knew who they were, they would be out here with pictures of them on a board and telling you all of these different names. That was one of the sticking points. That's how you knew they had no idea who they were striking. All of this is a ruse, and they are willing to kill people on a lie to set up a backstory for what they are about to do in Venezuela. Make that make sense. Listen, this shit is crazy. But they want to say, if you go out and protest your government, which you have the constitutional right for, you too are a terrorist. You know, they put them under the guise of Antifa. And what was one of the main complaints that they had about Antifa? This is a good one. They said that they had all of these signs, and these signs were all of the same sign. 45, 47 was like they were printed up these signs cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. They were made from good paper. All of the signs were alike. How many of Republicans did you hear parroting that all of the signs were the same signs made from good paper, good signs, so therefore they must be funded by somebody like George Soros and and Antifa, which is a they designated as a terrorist group. This isn't a sign that they make in the basement. I'm going to show you some signs after we get finished with this.
The department officials said that they do not need to positively identify individuals on these vessels to do the strikes. They just need to prove a connection to smuggling.
But they already said they knew the people. Let's listen to this. They said they knew these people.
When we tried to get more information, we did not get satisfactory answers. Really? Who's got that kind of time? While the Trump administration has cited overdose deaths in the U.S. related to fentanyl doesn't come from Venezuela, it comes from Mexico. So they can't even keep their lies straight on why they're doing this economic hit job on Venezuela, which is a military hit job. And again, this is the exact opposite thing of what Donald Trump ran on and what Tulsi Gabbard has been saying her entire career. We have to stop doing these wars of choice, these.
And also, let's be clear that Mexico get fentanyl and the products to produce fentanyl, usually from China, India. I gave you the own government report about where they get the fentanyl and where it goes, where it comes from, and where it goes to. I think I still have the map. I think I still have the map loaded in my media assets. Let me see. Let me see if the map is still there. Oh, who is it? Oh, I took it down and I don't know where it is. I apologize. I took it down to add some more stuff. Okay. Yeah. So, but when he met with China, he wanted us to believe he made such a good deal with China. You know, he's the master of deals. He wanted us to believe he made such a good deal from China, understanding and knowing all the fentanyl stuff is coming from China, reportedly. Now, did he threaten China? Did he get hard on China? No. They talked about it in passing, and Chi told him, "Okay, I'll do something to try to keep the fentanyl from coming in your country." And what did 45, 47 say or do then? He reduced the tariffs by 10% on China just by that little fly by night comment that, okay, well, I'll do something to stop it. But we're going to war to Venezuela, allegedly behind fentanyl. Make any of this make sense? You have to have sense to know that none of this makes sense. Okay, so I dropped that link in my description box. I have a couple of more things I want to show you and talk to you guys about. Hey, Truth and Reason, it is good to see you. I hope you had a nice night. Um, let me let's get into some more of this. Now, since we're talking about the Venezuelan strike, you might want to know someone else has entered the fray. Another person has entered the fray. Now, Maduro, they said that he was arming all of the people with weapons to have some type of militia army on top of their regular military, and there was a plane that took a odd route to get to Venezuela, a big cargo carrier plane that is I think they said that is so notorious that they don't allow this plane they have banned this plane. It was a Russian aircraft, a freight plane that was loaded down with God knows what, has landed in Venezuela. So uh, here we go. Let me share this with you, just in case. I think they thought it was going to be sweet and easy. You know, they always present things as sweet and easy, but I don't know how sweet and easy this is going to be for them. But I'm just giving you a little information. Caribbean Showdown. I will drop the link to this video. This is going to be link number 2.
Caribbean has officially become a war theater. Until now, Maduro's Russia threat was deemed saber-rattling. But now there are clear signals that Putin might just enter the Americas to protect Maduro with Russia's nuclear might. Here is what is happening. The Pentagon has positioned a formidable force in Caribbean waters. 16,000 military personnel, 8 warships, a nuclear submarine, B-52 strategic bombers, and F-35 fighter jets. Washington claims this is an anti-narcotics mission targeting Latin American drug cartels. But Venezuela sees it differently, as an existential threat requiring an equally powerful response. President Nicolás Maduro has made his position crystal clear. Venezuela is in constant daily communication with the Russian government on all issues, including military cooperation. This isn't new. Caracas and Moscow have maintained military ties for 25 years. But what's changed is the intensity.
We are in constant daily communication with the Russian government on all issues, because we have many issues in development. The news this week about military cooperation has been very strong, but that is natural, because we have 25 years of military cooperation.
Maduro has ordered military drills along 1,242 miles of coastline, mobilizing his army and militias for what he calls the eventual possibility of a US attack. And he's not just relying on rhetoric, he's counting on the arsenal that former President Chavez purchased from Russia and China.
We have all the heavy weaponry equipment that fortunately President Chavez bought for the country. Thanks to President Putin, thanks to Russia, thanks to China, and thanks to many friends in the world, Venezuela has equipment to guarantee peace.
On May 7th, 2025, Putin and Maduro signed a strategic partnership and cooperation agreement in Moscow. Russia ratified it on October 27th, precisely as tensions escalated. This isn't just a symbolic gesture, it's a security guarantee that brings Russian military power directly into America's backyard.
The agreement covers political, trade, economic, cultural, and other areas, including military technical cooperation within the framework of...
Okay, that is that. I have another news clip I would like to show you about this situation with Russia. I want you to see the flight path that they took because kind of like Netanyahu, who must take stringent flight paths to make sure he doesn't fly over a landmass that will arrest him. Say, for instance, if something happens to his aircraft and it goes down, there are there are arrest warrants out for him in a whole lot of countries. So he takes a strategic path to go where he's flying to. And this is kind of what the Russian aircraft did as well, because this aircraft carrier, not an aircraft carrier, this a freight airplane is allegedly banned.
Confrontation has erupted to new heights, and now Russia has entered the fight. A Russian transport plane landed in Caracas, signaling Moscow's direct involvement in the crisis. For Washington, D.C., it's a clear challenge in its own backyard. The U.S. has already committed 10,000 troops, warships, F-35 jets, and special forces to the Caribbean. The U.S. says that the buildup is to combat drug traffickers, but critics warn that it looks more like a regime change operation in Venezuela. U.S. President Donald Trump, who once boasted of being the only modern U.S. leader not to start a new war and push for historic peace deals in various parts of the world, now finds himself on the brink of another conflict, this time in Latin America. Aman Kumar Himanshu reports.
Russia's President Vladimir Putin is still fighting a grinding war in Ukraine, but his ambitions are taking flight far beyond Europe. Recently, a Russian military transport aircraft, the same type once linked to Moscow's forces and the shadowy Wagner mercenary group, touched down in Caracas, the capital of Venezuela. It sent shockwaves through the US. It signaled that Russia's focus is shifting and that a new front in global power rivalry may be opening in America's own backyard. According to flight tracking data, a transport plane operated by Avicon Zitotrans left Russia on 22nd October. Avicon Zitotrans is a Russian cargo airlines specializing in heavy lift cargo using a fleet of Ilyushin Il-76 aircraft. The aircraft made multiple stopovers in Armenia, Algeria, Morocco, Senegal before finally touching down in Caracas. This route, containing multiple stops, indicates a strategic approach to avoid Western airspace and potential cargo inspections in regions deemed unfriendly. Here, it is important to note that Yekaterinburg-based Avicon Zitotrans was added to the US Treasury Department's sanctions list in 2023. The US government accused the company of transporting cargo for Russian defense firms and delivering military equipment and weapons to sanctioned destinations, including Venezuela. The latest Russian move in the Caribbean comes as tensions between Venezuela and the US reach new heights. The US has accused Venezuela of being involved in illegal drug trade. In the last couple of months, the US has deployed 10,000 troops to the Caribbean as part of a military buildup involving warships, F-35 fighter jets, a nuclear-powered attack submarine, and a floating base for special forces. Trump also declared that he has permitted the US spy agency CIA to conduct covert operations in Venezuela. The military buildup is partly directed at Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro. The US and its allies accuse him of committing fraud in 2024 elections. They claim the election lacked international standards and transparency. The US has not recognized Maduro's presidency or maintained diplomatic ties with Venezuela since 2019. For his part, Maduro accuses the US of fabricating a war aimed at toppling him. The standoff escalated sharply on 24th October when the US Department of War ordered the deployment of the world's biggest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald Ford, to sail to the Caribbean. The Department of War, headed by Pete Hegseth, courted further controversy when the Reuters news agency reported that US military personnel involved in the Latin American operations were forced to sign non-disclosure agreements, an unprecedented step that raises suspicions of excessive secrecy. In recent weeks,
And what kills me about having the military sign NDAs, these people think that they are celebrities or something. They're having people in the military who are used to uh, uh, working with things that are already top secret, and they can respect the dangers of having a certain type of military installations revealed. But he has the absolute gall to have them sign NDAs as he gets caught. One of his first submissions, he get caught on a unprotected app talking about military strikes that were confidential on an unsecure app, and actually was so stupid that they had a whole he is the I think he was the creator of the Atlantic news site, had him on there, but he has everybody else, career officials signing NDAs when he can't keep his motherfucking mouth shut. And then it was reported he had another signal chat where his wife and his attorney, he given them all the information. But he got people signing NDAs who are professional military personnel.
The US has conducted fewer than dozen strikes against drug boats in the Caribbean off the coast of Venezuela, killing 57 people. On 27th October, Hexet said US forces killed 14 people in strikes on 4 alleged drug boats, this time in the Eastern Pacific. The strikes drew instant condemnation. Some questioned their legality. They warned that the scale of US deployment far exceeds the actual needs of an operation to combat drug trafficking. Mexico said international law must be respected. Some US lawmakers voiced concern over the strikes as well. Despite claiming the targeted vessels were carrying drugs to the US, the Trump government did not produce evidence to support its claims about the boats, their connection to drug cartels, or even the identity of the people killed in the strikes. President Trump's hardline stance is driven not only by an ideological push to remove President Maduro, but also by a strategic aim to secure US influence over Latin America's vital oil resources, especially as China and Russia expand their footprint in the region. China imports large quantities of oil from Venezuela. Venezuela sits close to the Panama Canal, one of the world's most vital shipping arteries, and only about 1,700 kilometers from the US mainland, well within range of medium-range missiles. For Beijing, location is real reason why Venezuela has become one of China's closest partners. Russia maintains a strategic partnership with Venezuela as well. In May 2025, President Putin of Russia signed a strategic partnership and cooperation treaty with President Maduro in Moscow. It entered into force on 27th October. This 25-article agreement elevates ties to a new level, covering.
Okay, that link is also in my description box. I want to move on. You guys can watch the rest of it. Now, we on the first video I showed you. Hexef said he does not know who's on the boat. That's what he said. He finally came out and said after they have struck about I think it's between 11 and 14 boats. But is that what he always has been saying about these boats? What has he said when questioned about these boats? I will let you see what he was saying earlier on about the same said.
We knew exactly who was in that boat. We knew exactly what they were doing, and we knew exactly who they represented. And that was Tren de Aragua, a narco-terrorist organization designated by the United States, trying to poison our country with illicit drugs. Last year, under the Biden administration, all 4 years, 100,000 Americans died from drug-related, from drugs, from the use of drugs, many of which poured in.
That is very untrue as well. Let's continue.
From Central and South America through our southwest border. Now, we're sealing the border. But President Trump is willing to go on offense in ways that others have not been. And to send that clear signal to Tren de Aragua, Cartel del Sols, and others emanating from Venezuela, we're not going to allow this kind of activity. You're poisoning our people. We've got incredible assets, and they are gathering in the region. And so you want to try to traffic drugs? It's a new day. It's a different day. And so those 11 drug traffickers are no longer with us, sending a very clear signal that this is an activity the United States is not going to tolerate in our hemisphere. We knew exactly who was in that.
We knew exactly who they were. Let me see if I can find another one where he is straight up lying. Let me see. Fox News, they love to center him.
Definitely have the evidence. One thing that's been highly misconstrued here is that in some way we don't know precisely who we're striking and why, what those affiliates.
You guys were wrong. You guys are saying that they didn't know precisely who they were attacking and why. Come to find out, you guys were absolutely right. We know that they love to show pictures of a group of people that they have arrested. We already knew that this was bullshit. And these are all the lies that have come up to this. Now, when this goes horribly wrong, when American soldiers are killed behind this, and something goes awry with this bullshit plan that they have, they're going to pretend like they have been honest with the American people, and the American people supported their efforts. Let me go back. Let me go back a little bit.
We definitely have the evidence. One thing that's been highly misconstrued here is that in some way we don't know precisely who we're striking and why, what those affiliations are, what they're carrying, where they're going.
Mr. Secretary, are you presenting the evidence to Congress?
No answer.
Presenting it to Congress. We have time and time again on a bipartisan basis. They have been given the evidence directly.
And when he went to Congress, he said that they have no idea who they're striking. They don't know the name of these people. This is when they went to Congress. It is when the truth finally came out. You know why? Maybe that's why Congress is supposed to be informed on this. And when they actually went to Congress to talk about this, they didn't let any they didn't let any Democrat senators who sit on the Armed Service Committee in for this meeting. It was only Republican senators that were allowed to sit in on this meeting. I must talk about that because I have forgotten to talk about that. So this came out after they finally met with Congress. And this is what they had to say. And this is why they didn't want any oversight from Democratic senators in there. And I don't know if you guys have heard this on your regular media, but why do we have to hear this from international media and podcasters? Why? Let me drop this link in the box too.
That's Secretary of War Pete Hegseth saying the intel behind the strikes on alleged cartel boats in the Caribbean is solid. The Republican and Democratic heads of the Senate Armed Services Committee say the Pentagon has not complied with requests for info on those strikes. Let's bring in Robert Charks, former Assistant Secretary of State under President Bush. How difficult is it to know whether those drug boats are, whether those boats, I should say, are actually carrying drugs? Do you have an assessment on that?
Yeah, so as a guy that worked in the Reagan White House and a guy that was the assistant secretary responsible for a lot of those kinds of programs in my day, at the end of the day, we know, I was also 10 years Navy intelligence. We know that those are boats that are carrying very dangerous, high potency drugs. All the president is doing is calling a spade and essentially implementing a national security policy that goes legally as the extension of the policies we already have in place. We have in place policies that support foreign countries doing shoot down programs with drug laden airplanes if they have the intel for it. We also have a policy.
So this is what Fox News, these are the lies that Fox News are putting out. Of course, you worked under the Bush administration because basically they did the same type of shit. Okay, so let's move on. These links are in my description box. I just wanted to give you a taste of what is... this dude gives me the willies. Hey, Bap, stopping by to say, hey, if we were concerned about drugs, we'd be going after Colombia. Yes, he has. He has also, since they made a mistake and killed someone on these boats who was from Colombia, 4547 came out and said that the president of Colombia is, in essence, a drug dealer, including his wife and his children. But the people who survived that strike where the Colombian was killed, there was another Colombian on that boat who survived. But since he wanted to say that they were drug traffickers, what did they do? Once they rescued them from the waters, they sent them back to allegedly sent them back to their home nations. And the reason they gave was another word salad. Hexef said, well, it's kind of like, when I was in Iraq and we'd be fighting these people and we give them back and we hand them back over in good faith, thinking that they were going to prosecute them. But then then the next thing you know, we're out there fighting them again. Well, that should be the argument to not send them back home. That should have been his argument why they didn't send them back home and they brought them to the United States to prosecute them. But that was the reason he gave for giving them back to Colombia. If you didn't see this bullshit, let me see. I'll see if I can find that. Fox is the absolute worst. Absolutely. Now, I want to talk about. We're going to talk about. Let's see. You guys remember? You guys remember the ICE agent that was pulled over for drunk driving with his 7 and 9-year-old sons in the truck? And there was a black cop out there, and in the middle of his stuttering and stammering and not being able to stand up correctly, and the test where they tell you to take 9 steps, turn around and take 9 back, he took something like 21 steps the first time, took over 20 steps or close to 20 steps on the way back. He looked over at the black guy who had to stand in the street, and because this motherfucker was so drunk that they were scared that he was going to fall over into traffic. And he looked over at the black guy and said, because the black guy was like, well, that's why we're trying to get you to take the test, so we can get this over with. And he looked at him and he said, I think he said, oh, where are you from? He had an accent. It sounded like a Haitian accent to me. It was a Caribbean accent for sure. And the ICE guy who's drunk with his kids in the car, asked him, where are you from? Now, there's an update on that. Now, he was arrested. He said he worked for Department of Homeland Security. He said he was an ICE official. All of his name, his information has already been put out in the actual newspaper. But he was he said he was crying. I'm going through a divorce, man. And that bitch, she's gonna see this. He called his ex-wife a bitch. He didn't want her to be called, obviously. He didn't want to be found out and all this stuff. Now, they had charged him with some child endangerment charges. Because that would be correct. They said he was speeding. They said he was riding in the wrong lane of traffic when they pulled him over. He expressed that he was one place that was an hour away from where he actually was. Toe up. There's an update on this. He said more in regards to this black cop because understand, he's law enforcement. He is there to enforce the law. So let's get an update about him. You're not gonna be able to believe what he does. And for those of you who may not have seen it, it's just a little refresher in the beginning.
Miami down here to Isla and then back.
So you're coming from Miami to Isla Mirada and then you're going back to Miami?
Yeah, I live in Miami.
Okay. Do you know where you are right now?
Yeah.
Where are you?
We got the overpass over here, 18-mile stretch. Overseas highway.
Okay. Where did you do today? Where'd you go? Did you go fishing? Did you go to a restaurant? Well, you're about 100 miles off of where you think you are.
Oh no.
He's chewing gum, obvious to cover his the alcohol on his breath, and he's an hour away from where he think he is.
You are.
Who's the guy in the white shirt?
That's the colonel.
Colonel, don't mean shit to me. Okay, well.
And now he wants to. Who's the guy in the right shirt? That's the colonel. A colonel don't mean shit to me. Obviously, your kids don't either. Obviously, they don't mean the shit to you either. A colonel don't mean shit to me. Like you, I am more important than a colonel. I work for ICE. I work for ICE. Now, he has not been fired. He's still on paid leave to go to a drug treatment program. Okay, let's continue.
I'm federal.
Okay.
I'm trying to get home. I got my boys with me.
Who do you work for?
DHS.
Do you have your ID with you?
No, I don't.
Okay. But if I called them, they'd verify that you're a
100%, bro.
Okay. You don't have any type of credentials or anything that say you're DHS?
Not on me, no.
So what I want to do, I want to talk to you away from the kids. So I'm going to ask you to step out of the car and we're going to walk back to the back of your car, okay?
Are you serious right now?
Yes, sir, I am.
Remember this video from last month?
So if you just walk like right over here?
Guys,
come over here. Can you just come over here for me? Okay. So you said you're coming from Miami, going to Isla Mirada and going back to Miami. Yes. What are you going to Isla Mirada for?
Guys, seriously, are we really doing this right now?
I'm just asking you a question. You said you're going to Isla Mirada. What are you going to Isla Mirada for?
Lane.
Yeah.
Are we really doing this right now?
Of DHS agent Scott Deiseroth.
Zach, how much have you had to drink today?
About 4.
4 what?
4 drinks.
Like water, alcohol, beer. What'd you drink? Kool-Aid?
Are you guys really trying to me right now?
I'm just asking what you look like you're impaired. I smell alcohol coming from you, so I'm just asking how much you had to drink to make sure you're not too impaired to drive that vehicle. I think that you might be impaired. You look, your eyes are bloodshot. They're kind of glassy.
Are they really?
Yes, sir, they are.
Show me.
I don't know how you want me to do that.
Take a picture.
Okay, we could do that in a minute. But the other reason why I think you're impaired is just the way you're walking. You're kind of stumbling a little bit.
I'm not walking anywhere.
Okay. And then also the way that you were seen driving, you're like kind of swerving and stuff. And then the colonel tried to pull you over and you didn't immediately stop. You stopped here on the bridge. He tried to stop you at a safer spot a little bit back there.
Okay.
Do you have any brain injuries?
I'm a disabled veteran.
Okay. Have you ever had a traumatic brain injury?
Just because he's a disabled veteran does not mean automatically that he has a brain injury. He could just be stupid. But let's continue.
Yes, I have.
Okay, does it affect your ability to operate a vehicle?
Guys, come on.
Okay.
Now I want you to see how close he is to this line, and he got out, had to open his car door to get out. Now, there is a black officer who is actually standing in the street to deter people from even driving in this lane, trying to keep him safe. If you saw him get out of the car, you got to Google this or watch my video that I have him for my thumbnail, and you will see the whole test, the whole him holding on to his truck as he was trying to walk to the back of his truck. Thus, the guy said, "You can't walk." And he says, "I'm not walking." Yeah, you walked from your door to where you were, and you could not walk. When they were giving him the instructions for his test, you know how they will have the person to put their one foot in front of the other as they're giving them the instructions, because that's part of the test to see if they can even hold that position. If you don't know, that's part of the test. And he just sat back on his bumper and told them, "Just tell me what the instructions are." He couldn't even hold that position, much less walk one foot in front of the other. But let me quit.
Well, I'm just asking what your brain injury is. Does it affect you in your everyday life?
I'm going through a divorce. Don't take my kids, man.
I'm not taking your kids from you, man. I'm just making sure that you're safe to drive the car. Do they have anyone down here that would be able to take care of them? I'm not saying you're going with me, man, but you're all worried about this stuff. I'm just trying to figure out, if there's someone else around here that, maybe they could come drive the car if you think maybe you drank too much to drive.
Guys, no.
No?
They're my everything.
Ready?
Yep.
Look, man, you drank too much to drive a car.
No, I haven't.
You didn't. Okay?
Let me get my kids home.
You can't drive a car right now, man.
What's homeboy doing down there? Guys, come on.
Make sure we all sit, because when it's out of the water, you don't want to get hit. You don't want you to get hit. That's why I'm trying to do the exercise. That way we can move on.
Are you Haitian?
That's nothing to do with my wrist, buddy.
My question was, are you Haitian?
Are you Haitian? That's not why we're here. My question was, are you Haitian? And then he's going to say, it doesn't matter. He goes retort, yes, it does matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where he's from. Okay.
It does. It does, says the man who cannot even walk a straight line.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where he's from. Okay.
$12, $13, $14, $15, $16, $17. I thought your hands were supposed to be out to your sides. 1, 2. Look at them.
You may begin.
1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006. Guys, what the f are we doing right now? Seriously.
Okay, Scott, can you be honest with me? How much did you drink today?
The fuck we doing is we showing that you a drunk motherfucker. That's the fuck we doing.
I had about 4.
4
Okay.
what?
So we saw that, and now the guy tells him, "I'm putting you in the back of the car. I'm going to give you your phone," which I don't do to regular people. I am going to show you some cop courtesy. Don't say anything stupid. He's going to warn him ahead of time to not say anything stupid. But we already see that he's stupid because he's this drunk with a 7 and 9-year-old in the car. He is absolutely stupid, and he is trying to take the attention off of him and put it on this black man. Talking about where you from.
Drinks.
All right, Scott, I need you to come back here with me, please. I'm not going to do this in front of your kids, man, but you got to come with me. Come on. I'm not going to do it. Now you can put your hands behind your back. If you're going to pull away, then I'll do it in front of your kids. Okay. Don't squeeze my hand. Let go.
I'm not doing shit. Guys, I am law enforcement.
Okay. I was gonna do this away from your kids, man. But if you're gonna pull away from me, then I'll do it in front of them.
I'm not pulling away. I'm not moving. Just relax, man. You keep hitting me right now. Thanks, sir.
Go back and go on the left side.
Guys, Lane, why are you doing it?
It's clear to the right. So Scott, unfortunately, right now you are under arrest for driving under the influence. Okay.
Lane, why are you doing it? What about my kids?
We're gonna have to figure that out next.
Damn it, Lane.
Do you have any shield back there?
Guys, please, I am going through a divorce. Don't do this to me. Lane, come on, man.
Now he crying. Lane, come on, man. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Now, you're going to hear Lane say that he himself got pulled over for a drunk driving incident and arrested. And you're just going to have to suck it up and go through the process. And that's what you're going to have to do. The arresting guy, Lane.
Me, dude. Please don't do this to me.
I got arrested for DUI 2 years ago.
Lane, I get it. But do you have kids?
Own up to your mistakes, man. You're a grown adult. I cried my ass off too. Own up to it. You're gonna sit in jail tonight. It's gonna suck.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You're gonna.
Lane!
It's gonna suck, man. It sucked for me. It's gonna suck for you too. It is what it is. Be a man.
Lane.
Come on.
Hey, come on, buddy. We're not doing this, man. Come on. Let's go.
So you guys are
Come on, put your feet in.
Stand up.
Stand up, come on.
Stand up. Put your feet in there.
No.
Man, don't be a kid. Come on.
Stop.
No.
Where are my kids?
Stand up. Put your feet in.
What?
Put your feet in. Put your feet in. You don't want to make this.
Cops, don't you understand? This is a concerned father. Where are my kids? Where are my kids?
Already. Come on, man, let's go.
You gotta sit in the car,
You're
man.
going to jail for DUI, which is a misdemeanor. If you don't cooperate, you go to jail for resisting. It only makes it worse.
Come on, put your feet in, buddy.
All right, your kids will be fine. This will pass.
Listen to me.
No, sir, not on the side of the road. Come on, let's go, man.
We gotta sit down, Scott.
God damn you guys.
Thank you.
You. Okay. Lane, you really f***ed me, man.
I didn't fuck you, man. I'm not the one that drank today and drove.
Now we have an update.
Scott, do you want to call your boss on your phone? Do you want to call your boss on your phone? If you make a phone call on the jail phone, it records the conversation. So if you want, I have both your phones and your wallet. If you want, I can call your boss for you, like on the hood of my car, and you can talk to him. Or you can get your the phone number out of your phone inside the jail. But again, any calls you make inside the jail, that's recorded, so.
Now understand, they said that they have been hiring these ICE agents and they have been unqualified. Some of them have not passed drug tests. Some of them can't pass the other tests that they give them. And some of them have prior records of physically abusing women. You know, the same shit that they're doing out there on the street. And some of them can't pass the fitness test. So understand, when he put him in the back of the car and told him that your calls are going to be recorded in the jail, this motherfucker is so stupid that he don't even realize that his call is going to be recorded in the car as well. Let's listen.
I just don't want to I want to make sure you don't say something dumb. Anyway, what will happen, we're going to go to the jail. We're going to go into the...
Was he clear? I just want to make sure you don't say something dumb.
The breath test room. There's the Intoxilizer 8000, the breath test instrument. We'll do 2 breath tests, and then after that, I will turn you over to the jail staff. They they are going to take the handcuffs off you and they're going to sit you by yourself, since you're law enforcement, and cell by yourself in the clothes you're wearing right now. Scott, I swear to God, I really am doing everything that I can. That's why I'm saying that the best thing, just the less talking as possible, there you go.
Got it.
All right.
Here's another video of the agent in the back of a cruiser.
I'll run him once I get out of here. And
I'll run him once I get out of here. If he's not legit, oh, he's taking a ride back to Haiti. This is what he's saying. He told him don't say something stupid.
Another video of the agent in the back of a cruiser.
I'll run him once I get out of here. And if he's not legit, oh, he's taking a ride back to Haiti. Well, that'd be sad. He's a nice guy. Well, you know, he may be a nice guy, but laws are laws.
Now the guy said, oh, he may be a nice guy. Oh, he may be a nice guy, but hey, laws are laws, so I'm going to dig into him. Retribution for his own behavior. He may be a nice guy, but I'm going to dig into him because I need some retribution. And I am accustomed, obviously, to have the ability to racial profile any person who is not white.
Right? Yeah. So I'm going to dig into him and see what's up.
You're a ginger, so I'm sure you're legal. You're a ginger, so I'm sure you're legal. That's what the person on the other end of the phone says.
You're a ginger, so I'm sure you're legal.
Saying stuff like
oh, I apologize. He said that to the person he's talking on the phone with.
this. Imagine what else they say when the cameras aren't rolling. Per the Washington Post, Scott Deiseroth, a 42-year-old ICE agent, faces misdemeanor charges of driving under the influence with children in the car and resisting officers without violence following the August 13th traffic stop in the Florida Keys. A spokesperson for ICE confirmed Friday that Deiseroth, a former United States Army Staff Sergeant, is an agent in Miami and has been on administrative leave since the arrest took place. In another paragraph, the piece reads, the release of the body cam footage has resurfaced the incident as ICE faces mounting accusations of racial profiling during immigration enforcement in select cities like LA, New York, Chicago, and DC. In lawsuits and statements, elected officials have accused ICE agents of violating immigration law in hundreds of arrests by targeting people solely based on their perceived race. Investigative journalist Jacqueline Sweet would tweet, Scott Deiseroth's felony child neglect charge has since been dropped, and he now has 2 misdemeanor charges. DUI.
Now, how in the fuck did they drop the child neglect charges? And how in the fuck is he still employed with you're being paid? These are the people who are being paid, but they can't pay the people who are actually making sure that your airplane is not going to collide with any other aircraft. Those people can't get paid, but he can get paid. And I'm pretty sure his drug treatment is also being covered by your tax dollars. Not a ginger. Oh my God. Yes. These are the people who are getting paid, but they don't want to give your food stamps, even when a judge said that they must release the funds. 4547 was so upset that he said, I can't, my lawyers are upset and I have to get clarification about what the judge meant meant by that. Now, they had $5 billion in emergency funds. Those emergency funds are the reason for those emergency funds is to pay people when a government has shut down. I want to play a congresswoman letting you know that is exactly uh, what the funds are for. So let me. Where is she? I think it's right here. Now, speaking of these welfare funds, let's start with let's start with the Secretary of Agriculture. She is saying that the problem with this is, we're trying to cut out waste, fraud, and abuse. But I thought that you did that in their big bloated budget. You do understand that they cut food stamps in that budget that passed, and they said that they were cutting waste, fraud, and abuse out of the budget. So that's already done. So the government is not shut down because of food stamps. The government is shut down because they want the uh, uh, Affordable Care Act or Obamacare subsidies. They want them to continue the subsidies so people will not get kicked off of their health programs. So, why is the Department of Agriculture Secretary talking about food stamps and the government shutdown? Because one has nothing to do with the other. The cuts for food stamps have already been cut in the bill. But come to find out that they really wanted this to be an issue. Let me uh, start with this. They wanted this to be an issue so they could cut SNAP benefits more. And she is now she's trying to shift the reason the government is has the food stamps have nothing to do with the government shutdown, and the fact that they are not paying food stamps is because they want to make it an issue. The food stamps shutdown wasn't a surprise. It was the GOP's plan. This is a article. Hold on, from Rolling Stone. Okay. When the U.S. Department of Agriculture warned, bottom line, the well has run dry. At this time, there will be no benefits issued on November 1st. It sounded like the inevitable result of a government shutdown, but the line plastered atop the department's website hides a deeper truth. The well didn't dry up naturally, it was drained on purpose. If you didn't know, now you. On November 1st, millions of families who rely on the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program were set to lose their food benefits, leaving hold on, parents who plan meals down to the dollar to stare at empty grocery carts. A federal judge on Friday issued a temporary restraining order blocking the administration from suspending food aid and noting that the terror it has caused families who will continue to live in fear of losing their benefits under 4547's administration. The cruelty feels sudden, but it's anything but accidental. The moment The moment, wait a minute, hold on. The moment was built brick by brick into Republican policy. The so called Big Beautiful Bill passed earlier this year was hailed by Republicans as a model of fiscal responsibility. In reality, It was a Trojan horse packed with provisions designed to quickly sabotage SNAP, one of the most effective anti-poverty programs in the nation. For decades, the USDA has adjusted the Thrifty Food Program, the formula that determines SNAP benefit levels, to reflect what it actually costs to eat. In 2021, after years of stagnation, the USDA finally modernized the plan, raising benefits by $1.40 per person per day. It is estimated that people on SNAP live on $6 a day for their meals, all of their meals, $6 a day. Now, I was surprised. I thought that people in SNAP got $300-400. They say that the average SNAP benefit is $187 or somewhere around that. That small increase helped families keep up with rising grocery costs and better align benefits with real nutritional needs. I don't know what the fuck is going on with my computer. Okay. Trump and the GOP's new law stopped that progress code. It restricts USDA updates to one every 5 years. And now the grocery prices have gone up this calendar year alone far more than they will go up in a total of 5 years. Okay. Trump and the GOP new law stop that progress code. It restricts USDA updates to once every 5 years and demands that any future change be cost neutral. Translation: no more benefit increases, even if food prices skyrocket like now, as inflation drives grocery bills higher. SNAP recipients will see their purchasing power erode year after year. The result is institutionalized hunger. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that was in the bill? And we're going to listen to this dumb bitch talk. Let me see. The law's cruelty doesn't end with benefit cuts. Beginning in 2027, the federal government will slash its share of SNAP administrative costs from 50% to 25%, forcing states to cover the rest. 10 states, including California, New York, North Carolina, rely on county governments to manage SNAP. So it's done by the county. Those counties serve 14.6 million people, or roughly 1/3 of all participants. In Alabama, nearly 1 in 7 residents rely on SNAP program to help them meet their basic needs. I don't know what the hell is going on with my computer. This page really wants to shut down. That shift will devastate local budgets. States and counties will be forced to either raise taxes, cut services, or both. SNAP officials will be overwhelmed, leading to longer processing times and fewer resources to help families navigate the system. People won't just lose benefits because of budget cuts. They'll lose them because of the bureaucracy. I thought that they hated bureaucracy. They will lose them because of the bureaucracy collapse under its own weight. So, and for immigrant families, the pain will be even more acute. The Big Beautiful Bill sharply restricts SNAP eligibility for immigrants, a move that doesn't save much money but sends a clear political message. Hunger is acceptable if it happens to the right people. It was acceptable in Gaza when they cut off all of their food in Gaza for a whole 3 months. And what happened? America kept supporting what Netanyahu was doing in Gaza. So we already know that. See, you got to understand What the Bible tells you, what you will do to the least of me, you will do to me also. So if you comport yourself in knowing that it's not okay to starve people, you will understand uh, that these people who want to go to war behind the Christians in Nigeria, they don't give a fuck about the Christians in Nigeria. They want that money. Okay, so there's that. So the shutdown isn't the cause of the SNAP crisis. It's just the spark that revealed the dark kindling underneath. The big beautiful bill laid the groundwork. It weakened the safety net, shifted costs to states, and guaranteed that when Washington stopped functioning, hunger would spread faster among those who could least afford it. Okay, SNAP has never been a luxury. It's a promise that in the richest nation on earth, no one should go hungry. It's one of the few government programs that works exactly as intended: simple, efficient, and life saving, but it only works when lawmakers let it. So let me drop this link in my description box because I want you to know uh, that they are trying to say, well, the Democrats have you starving. It's because they won't open up the government. All of that is bullshit. And now they're saying, well, we can't give our contingency the money away because we need it for an emergency, like a storm or something, as if we don't have FEMA. Oh, they drained FEMA too. Oh, they decide if the state is red or blue, who's going to get FEMA dollars. So they are trying to pretend like that this extra money that they have set aside is for if there is a storm, some type of natural disaster or emergency. So that link is in the description box. Now let me show you what she has to say. I forget her name again. Here we go. Trump allies caught staging welfare fraud scandal with AI footage. We saw some of that AI footage. Okay. I played that yesterday.
Corrupt program. But up until this administration and with President Trump's, the problem is you have an extremely corrupt program. But up until this administration and with President Trump's direct focus on this and making sure every taxpayer dollar is spent appropriately, we've never really had the opportunity to dig in. So we're going to be talking a lot more about SNAP reform. We've got a lot of people listening now, which is very, very helpful, and to take that program back to its original intent.
We have a lot of people. We have a lot more people listening now. She never told you that they have just cut SNAP benefits. But hey, well, since you guys are listening, I'm going to tell you there are problems in the program that need to be rectified, and there's so much waste, fraud, and abuse. They just cut the SNAP benefits allegedly because of waste, fraud, and abuse. But since so many eyes are on SNAP now, why are so many eyes on SNAP now? Why are any eyes on SNAP? Because it is a law that you were to continue to fund SNAP during government shutdowns. But you guys deleted that off the webpage. And we're not supposed to know that that law was right there on the web page and you deleted it. So it can be a conversation about the lie you just told.
Of helping those who are truly needy in our communities, but not to have a massive welfare benefit where so many people are taking advantage of it that shouldn't be.
Who's taking advantage of this $187 for people who truly need it? Truly need it. And we heard the president say in his 60-minute interview when the interviewer said, well, grocery prices are high. He said, no, they're not. That's not true. That is not true.
As you can see, the idea here, now that SNAP benefits are being taken away, the idea is to demonize anyone that was on SNAP even further. It's not like that hasn't been the idea in energy before, but now the whole program is corrupt. SNAP is corrupt. The only thing I'm upset about by seeing this is that I didn't predict it, because it's pretty obvious. As things get taken away, they find a new way to talk about waste, fraud, and abuse. And of course, the next step is to continue to take away SNAP benefits and call all those benefits corrupt. And it's something that we just have to permanently get rid of or minimize, just like they said with healthcare, Medicare, and everything else that they wanted to talk about. It's hoarding more resources and claiming that you guys who pay for them are the bad guys. There's a reason Brooke Rollins said that.
So all they have to do is say the government is open and that's the end of it. And, you know, largely when you talk about SNAP, you're talking about largely Democrats. But I'm president. I want to help everybody. I want to help Democrats and Republicans. But when you're talking about SNAP, if you look, it's largely Democrats. They're hurting their own people. Thank you very much.
Literally nobody's buying that. Nobody's buying that. The only people who listen to that and move on and nod their heads are like, oh, that's another lie I can tell, hopefully, in whatever circles that I'm talking about this in, maybe in my keyboard warrior moments online. But Donald Trump apparently says it's mostly Democrats that are on SNAP. These lies don't have to make sense. They just have to be told. That's the whole purpose of this. Here's Brooke Rollins doing her one job of continuing down this same road of demonizing and now talking about this program.
Is we sent letters to every governor in America being very clear that no illegal aliens can use SNAP. 0, 0, 0. We asked every state for the...
See, there's a difference between illegal aliens and immigrants. Immigrants have some type of standing in the United States, but you see, they don't even want immigrants to get SNAP benefits. Not undocumented immigrants, the actual immigrants that have some type of immigration standing. They don't want them to get food stamps. But the question I have is, are those white Afrikaners that they bought over here, are they getting food stamps? I'm very curious about that. Let's continue.
First time in history, and this was in February, to send us their data and let us, with Doge and a war room, actually start going through this data to better understand how this...
So she wanted Doge to go through food stamps and the disbursement of food stamps. Doge who fired people who were responsible for taking care of our nuclear arsenal, and having to rehire them, and having a hard time finding how to contact them to let them know that they still need them to oversee our nuclear arsenal. That Doge.
Explosion of SNAP benefits happened under Joe Biden. We increased almost 40% on this program in just a couple of years under the Biden administration. Of course, we know they were trying to buy the election, but that's a conversation for another time. And since
the Biden administration was trying to buy the election with food stamps. A novel idea. I didn't even know that Biden was running. So Harris gave out food stamps. Did she have the power to do that? Or was it the COVID economy that we were coming out of, that so many people had lost their jobs? Could it have been that? Oh, we'll talk about that another day. Well, you brought it up today, bitch. Talk about it today. Talk about it right now. It's Biden. It's Biden. It's bullshit.
Since we have asked for that data, 29 states have complied. Of course, almost all the red states, a couple of the couple blue states too. But in that data,
a couple of blue states too, I'm pretty sure the blue states that complied had far fewer people on welfare. Talk about that. And since you want to talk about the explosion in people being on food stamps, talk about and you want to talk about red and blue states and all of the red states sent theirs in. I'm pretty sure they sent their in because they are using so much of them. I'm pretty sure they sent them in.
I haven't talked about this yet publicly. In that data, we studied about $100 billion in spend. We have found thousands and thousands of illegal use of the EBT card. We have been moving people off of SNAP. We've got almost 700,000 people, I think, we've moved off just since the president took office.
So, since the president has taken office, 700,000 people have been taken off of food stamps. There are some states that give people under $20 a month for food stamps. Under $20 a month for food stamps.
We've arrested about 118 people. So this has been ongoing. But Rachel, to your point, what this conversation has allowed is a national spotlight on a broken and corrupt program. We found one guy in 6 different states getting a benefit. We found about 5,000 people that are dead who are still getting benefits. Like, it is time to drastically reform this program so that we can make sure that those who are truly needy, truly vulnerable, are getting what they need, and the rest of the corruption goes away and we can serve the American taxpayer.
You notice this same
excuse me. You notice this conversation is put forth to take more from poor people when this conversation is not even the reason the government is shut down. They want to have this conversation out here to say, while they are taking more stuff from poor people. Now, do I believe any of this stuff? Of course, I believe some people are misusing food stamps, but I can't trust anything. 700,000 people, she said, they have cut off of food stamps because these people were frauding food stamps. Make that make sense. People are frauding food stamps for under $200 a month, risking going to jail for under $200 a month. And in many states, way less than that. 700,000 people, bitch. Who you think you fooling? That would be fraud. Kind of like the fraud that white collar people get away with all the time, but you put people in jail for decades, poor people in jail for decades for getting far less in their frauds. A bunch of bullshit. Let me see if there's something else. Yeah, there is. We saw this yesterday. I'll replay it again.
It matters. It's made by Impossible _ ASMR1, who, after 8
That's when bullshit like this kicks in.
This is AI. Here's how we know and why it matters. It's made by Impossible _ ASMR1, who, after 8 failed slot posts and a 3-month break, decided that Sora could finally make their dream content. Videos of black women trying to use EBT in places it's not accepted. True creativity unleashed by AI. The shutdown created an opportunity to have them yell at the camera, but it's not till the whole family's back there that the full racist stereotype is fulfilled. This is rage bait, and we'll get angry commenters who, when they learn it's AI, will say, oh, but it's true anyway? Which of course it's not, and that's cope for being played. They were so played they didn't notice the kid missing half an arm while the other kids are frozen in place for no reason, and these down here are warping together. They were too focused on this fake AI person cramming in a script that they used 3 other times for their other fake AI people. I will gladly knock down AI rage bait of all kinds and from anywhere on the spectrum because it's part of the same problem. Casually letting our feed slip into fake, parallel AI universes that exist only to divide us.
So you got to go back to the old propaganda. It's not even that old.
You got to go back to the welfare queen driving a Cadillac. Let me see.
by a series of racist AI videos or purporting to be black women complaining about losing their SNAP benefits. Even if these were real people, this is an absurd story to cover, and it's outrageous to try to like nutpick a handful of people that you think will play into the racial prejudice of your audience. Insane to consider that and consider the news judgment on that. But the problem here is the people aren't even real.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I get over $2,500 a month in stamps. I sell them $2,000 worth for about $1,200 to $1,500 cash. That's why everybody's upset. Folks say we're taking advantage, but that's how we get by.
It's not like getting fooled by one of these old deep fakes that were terrible. Like these things are getting good. But like you're a news organization, and so if you're going to do an article based on a fact that was presented by a person, you need to confirm that that person exists in the world. You know, you can't just like run with it. And one of the reasons
Who ran with it? Fox News ran with it.
you can't just run with it is because nowadays in 2025, the person that you're watching on your TikTok might not be a person, it might be a computer. Anyway, the new article continues. Other similar videos of women also claiming to have 7 different children and 7 fathers for them also went viral in what appeared to be AI-generated content. I do just have to correct them one more time. These are not videos of women if they're AI-generated. They're fake videos. They're videos of computers. They've been conjured.
One thing I got to disagree with Tim Miller of the Bulwark. Fox News wasn't fooled. Fox News was not fooled and tricked by those AI videos that they then reported on and said that these are black women who are complaining about losing their SNAP benefits. So therefore, you should have no issues with you, white lady. That same agricultural secretary, Brooke Rollins, she accidentally slipped up, just like what was happening before. She's talking about the situation in the government. She's talking about how horrible things are, and she reveals whose fault it is. I can't believe they keep doing this.
My message to America is first, the fact that your government is failing you right now. That poverty is not red or blue. It is not a Republican or Democrat issue. It doesn't matter who you voted for or even if you voted. That if you are in a position where you can't feed your family and you're relying on that $187 a month for an average family in the SNAP program, that we have failed you.
And it's clarifying when she says we.
Let me clarify. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me clarify.
We have failed you. She means we, the Democrats, okay? Because as we've just explained, Republicans have voted 14 times.
She means we, the Democrats. She or you are not Democrats. How would her saying we have failed you mean the Democrats? When she says we, she means the Democrats. You're not a Democrat, nor is she.
Times to get this done.
Poverty is not a red or blue issue. Brooke Rollins says, and that this government has failed you if they haven't got you your 187 traffic controllers and the aviation situation. Involve Donald Trump from any and all responsibility, similarly to the way that Sean Duffy has to when we're talking about the dire situations with air traffic controllers and the aviation situation.
Given they blame it on everyone except for Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump is doing everything he can do to make you not feel the effects of this government shutdown. So they want you to believe, as he go off to Mar-a-Lago and have a lavish little party.
That they are so essential. Is there any way the administration can find a pot of money, like seems to be getting found for others, like the military, to pay controllers so they can show up to work? Why isn't the administration able to do that?
Yeah. Well, I think that's a great question. So we have done all we can. President Trump has done all he can to minimize the pain of the shutdown on the American people. Again, you remember under Barack Obama's shutdown, he was trying to gate off open-air monuments in Washington, D.C. and was shutting down parks, just walking.
Okay, so he was gating off monuments and shutting down parks. But were people starving? So you want to compare and contrast what happened during the Biden, the Obama, it's usually Biden, the Obama shutdown, as if it was far worse than you not paying people their SNAP benefits to eat when you are absolutely supposed to pay them these benefits so they can eat during the shutdown. What are you talking about? Some parks and national monuments, as if they are far worse if these things are shut down, as opposed to the SNAP benefits being shut down. Do you hear this fucking fool?
The pain of the shutdown on the American people. Again, you remember under Barack Obama's shutdown, he was trying to gate off open-air monuments in Washington, D.C., and was shutting down parks, just walking paths. President Trump has tried to make it less painful on the American people. So we're looking for pots of money to pay essential workers, but there's really strict rules around what money we can use and how we can use it, and we have to follow the law.
The only thing you need to get...
Can you believe this shit? Can you believe the shit that they are coming out here with? This link is in my description box. Please go over and check him out. He has a good commentary.
The shutdown is about to hit millions of people who depend on government programs to feed their families, pay for health insurance, and send their kids to preschool.
Today, a federal judge got involved, ordering the Trump administration to keep money flowing to the food assistance program formerly known as food stamps and now called SNAP.
Later, a federal judge ordered the Agriculture Department to continue paying for food stamps during the shutdown, but it was unclear when that money would arrive. Roughly 1 in 8 Americans rely on SNAP. More than half of recipients are children and the elderly. Other social safety net programs could also see funding lapses like WIC and Head Start.
Nicole, back to today's ruling on SNAP benefits, a pair of rulings. How's the administration responding tonight?
Well, President Trump just responded a short time ago. He says he's asking his lawyers to get clarification from the court about how it can legally fund SNAP. And he said if it gets the appropriate direction, it would be his honor to provide the funding.
Donald Trump wants to lessen the pain, minimize the pain on folks, but he has to be forced by a court order to force him to do what he can do. But
now let's see. I think it's a couple of more things.
Prohibited from offering special discounts to customers affected by the SNAP funding lapse. This MSNBC co-anchor pointed out, her name is Catherine Rampel. She said, I'm aware of at least 2 stores that had offering struggling customers a discount, then withdrew it after receiving this email. Some things in that email, it says, reminder, SNAP EBT authorized retailers must comply with the SNAP equal treatment rule. It says you must offer eligible foods at the same prices and on the same terms and conditions to SNAP EBT customers as other customers, except that sales tax cannot be charged on SNAP purchases. You cannot treat SNAP EBT customers differently than any other customer. And lastly, offering discounts or services only to SNAP paying customers is a SNAP violation unless you have a SNAP equal treatment waiver. So you send out emails to grocery stores, potentially helping folks that are in dire need and saying you're going to be in violation, which would refer back to what Brooke Rollins was saying. They're looking for people who are breaking the SNAP rules, and we're going to arrest and fine all those people. I guess grocery stores are looking to help the people that this administration is systematically screwing over. The pain.
But when Brooke Rollins said that they took 700,000 people off of SNAP, trying to allude to that they were doing something illegal to get the SNAP benefits. Did you hear Brooke Rollins say anything about arresting these people for the fraudulent use of food stamps? No, because Brooke Rollins was lying.
And the desperation is the number one goal of this administration. They're looking to make people desperate. They're looking to make people afraid. They're looking to make people want to do things just to survive that they can then call crimes. While at the same time,
and they can then invoke the what is that act? The Insurrection Act, and put the put the military on the streets because this plan is not falling together for them quick enough. Thus, they have hired people from Homeland Security to get more people arrested. And he said in his 60 Minutes interview, he said he doesn't think that ICE is doing enough. He said that he don't think that they are tough enough. So it has been that change. See, he wants to get everybody in a uproar. He wants see these people are really testing their boundaries. They are and the laws.
For that Halloween weekend that we just went past. This is the scene from those ivory towers that they keep saying are all filled by their political opponents. We got half-naked women spinning around in a big-ass champagne glass.
You would love to hear when Beyonce comes on and they all hooping and hollering for Beyonce. But wasn't 4547 saying that Beyonce needed to be arrested because she showed up at one of Harris's campaign events, and she allegedly got paid $11 million to show up at a Harris event. But they are playing Beyonce at Mar-a-Lago, and all them non-rhythm having hoes up there screaming and hollering and trying to twerk. Make that make sense. I don't think I want to hear Jake Tapper anyway. Oh, he's going to play a little bit of that Obama thing.
Asking him about their lavish ivory tower parties.
Obama is out on the campaign trail, and not surprisingly, he's been pretty critical of President Trump. Take a listen.
He has been focused on some critical issues like paving over the Rose Garden so folks don't get mud on their shoes, and building a $300 million ballroom. And if you don't get an invitation to the next White House shindig, you can always watch the festivities on Trump's live feed on Truth Social.
Now, these comments came within a day of the president hosting a Gatsby, pardon me, a Gatsby-themed Halloween party at Mar-a-Lago while SNAP benefits are set to run out. And you can understand the general theme. I've heard Republicans even express concern about the general optics here of parties and lavish rooms and such, while a lot of Americans are hurting. What's your response?
My response is that the Democrats should reopen the government. And, I believe President Obama played a record amount of golf of any president. So, I'm not sure why he's out there throwing stones. And, that it's unfortunate. We've got 52 Republican senators who have voted to reopen the government, 3 brave Democrats, and I'm calling here on 5 moderate Democrats to be heroes. Let's reopen the government.
Did you hear Jake Tapper challenge him on that obvious lie? Did you hear Jake Tapper say, wait, what do you mean he has the record for golfing? When you're president, the guy...
You're never going to hear Jake Tapper challenge anyone. That's why I initially did not want to hear what Jake Tapper had to say. Okay. He's not challenging him on his senility either, as he walked around and wrote a whole book on Biden. So that's why I almost passed up Jake Tapper. Now, let me share. Let me share this with you. Something else I found interesting. Here we go. Um, did you hear about the new campaign that this administration, Labor Department, has put out? Now, here is a story about it. Um, Boing Boing is the uh, outfit that has written this. Trump Labor Department promotes Aryan workforce in a creepy Nazi style ad campaign. This is their words, not mine. I am reading the story. Have you seen the Labor Party's? It's kind of reminiscent of Homeland Security. You know, I talked about the campaign that Homeland Security was putting out about secure your homeland and your culture and all of this stuff. And with all of these square, what did Charlie Kirk say? You want to see a square, a guy with a square jaw and this, that, and the other. So these are some of their campaign uh, pictures. Okay. Calling all white Christian men. The Trump regime needs you to build America's future and restore the American dream. If you're anything other than a Caucasian young buck, however, you're out of luck. Only freshly scrubbed white dudes are featured as real workers in the U.S. Department of Labor's months long blue collar boom ad campaign. Where's the blue collar boom? They got an ad campaign, but they ain't got no blue collar boom. Okay. Which uses Nazi-like propaganda posters on Instagram and X to promise prosperous days ahead. See examples below. Some might argue that a few women are. Some might argue that a few women are included in the campaign, but of the dozens of ads so far, only one worker is a woman, placed to the side of a towering white man. The rest of the campaign is ladyfolk, of which there are only a few in total, are wearing old timely dresses, hair clips, and even white gloves. I kid you not. And people of color, just one exists, a light brown fellow who is in the same ad as the lonesome working woman on the other side of the towering white man. The American dream belongs to the American people, says the Labor Department latest propaganda poster put up on Instagram 2 days ago, which shows a retro image of a clean cut young white man set against a pastoral hill with a church and an American flag. Other posters from 5 days ago feature a Sunday clad church family. White, you bet, sitting in a pew, advertises a dream worth fighting for. Just wanted to, they got something for you in America. And then there is the poster, and then there is poster after poster since at least August showing variations of the same Aryan American worker type with slogans such as "Your nation needs you," "Make America skilled again," and perhaps the most fascist one of them all, "Build your homeland's future." Ironically, the ad campaign uses AI and not real Americans. Could you since y'all talking about jobs, could you have hired a model or something, white men or otherwise, to create its propaganda posters promising the glorious new jobs from The Voice? At first glance, the campaign might appear to be a harmless throwback to World War II recruitment posters, but as the Black Wall Street Times report, its messaging is anything but neutral. The aesthetic centers white masculinity as the symbol of national strength, evoking imagery used by Nazi Germany to elevate Aryan men while erasing women and minorities from public life. The 1930s Joseph Goebbels' Ministry of Propaganda popularized posters of blonde, muscular men as the idea of German worker, as the ideal German worker. Women appeared only as mothers, while Jews, Roma, and other were erased altogether. The Trump administration posters, Nehemiah D. Frank writes, follow a chillingly similar script. White men as the emblem of loyalty, patriotism, and progress. The community with the Nazi aesthetic isn't a coincidence, says Neiman Frank of the Black Wall Street Times. When this campaign first came out, it's wait a minute. The community with the Nazi aesthetic isn't a coincidence, says Frank. When this campaign first came out, it's cultural grooming. Oddly enough, mainstream media has yet to make a peep about this creepy campaign, as Frank puts it. If history is any guise, silence in the face of propaganda is complicity. So, if you haven't heard this on your for-profit media, let me. I think they have a couple of pictures here. Make America Skilled Again. Okay, this is U.S. Department of Labor, USDOL. Here are some of the ads. Power the Golden Age. Okay. Let's see what else they got for you. Oh, there we have it. Restoring the American dream, a dream worth fighting for, a dream worth white gloves, little pillbox hat, little Easter bonnet hat on the little girl. Okay, this post first appeared on It's Happening. Okay, so let me drop this link in the description box. You may want to share with someone since your for profit media is acting like it is not happening. Okay, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Now, there is a war on the left. I have a couple of videos between Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes and what is that other guy? Uh, what is that other guy? Uh, now there's a war happening amongst them. However, now Nick Fuentes is a Holocaust denier. I was supposed to be coming on in 15 minutes. Nick Fuentes is a Holocaust denier. He said it never happened. He says some of the most disgusting stuff. And because Tucker Carlson, he's supposed to be MAGA, had Nick Fuentes on his show and let him spew a whole lot of things against the Jews. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is quite upset. So then the president of the Heritage Foundation, who gave us Project 2025, this is a big thing. So it seems like Nick Fuentes and his gropers are getting some headway since Charlie Kirk's death. He's like dog shit in a unkept dog park. He's everywhere. He was suspended from Twitter because of his racist rants years ago, but he has been allowed back on many platforms. I think his YouTube channel was also suspended, but I don't know if he still has his YouTube channel. I played a couple of clips from him where he was mad at 45, 47, and he was going off at 45, 47. But they have quite an issue with Nick Fuentes being platformed because that our country has been bought and paid, and our politicians have been bought and paid by APAC, and APAC it's like really weird. Now APAC in my opinion, seems to want anything that is said against the things that Israel does to be a swipe of against Jewish people, not Israel as a government. They try to say if you have any, well, it appears to say it appears that anytime someone has something to say that is against what Israel is doing, they try to brand it as anti-Semitic, and which is a hard thing to do because isn't this administration fighting anti-Semitism all over the place and telling people that they are taking them out of school, they are losing their green cards, they're losing their visas, and all of this under the guise of they don't support anti-Semitism, but the guy from Project 2025 came out and made a statement and said that he's not throwing away Nick Fuentes. So it seems like he's happy to embrace Nick Fuentes in everything he brings to the Republican Party. So there's a little tug of war going on between them. Let me give you a little bit of this war. Ted Cruz called Nick Fuentes Little Adolf. Now, let's get into the signs as well. Now, they had a some type of conservative convention, and you would be surprised that it was a whole bunch of young white guys standing around the stage. They all had the exact same sign, and I think the sign says Tucker is not MAGA. Now, I Tucker is not MAGA. So I wonder, was anyone offended that they appear to have financing behind them because they are saying that Tucker Carlson should not have given Nick Fuentes a platform, and everybody is turning on Tucker Carlson. If you are not familiar with that, I just say I'm like Reese Water. Let them fight. Let them fight. It is just all of the sudden what is that? The Shapiro guy. He is all of the sudden hurt and hung up about racism, but only when it's about Jewish people. Never when it's about Black people or Hispanic people. It is my point. A little Adolf. Even Ted Cruz came out and called him Little Adolf. Okay, so let's check this out, and let's hear what the speakers are saying about Tucker Carlson. Signs were held at the Republican Jewish Conference in Las Vegas saying Tucker is not MAGA, doing a Representative Randy Fine's speech. And speaking of Randy Fine, if you guys don't go over and watch Pierce Morgan, I know he's repulsive, but some of those people that they pair up together, oh, it is so good to see people put a foot in the asses of the bullshit that Pierce Morgan allows to be spewed on his page. Now, Cenk Uygur was on Pierce Morgan when Randy Fine was on there, and he ripped him a new asshole. So this is Randy Fine on the stage. You see all of the identical posters by these young people at this Republican Jewish conference are all the same. I wonder if 4547 is going to put them down as terrorists as well. Let's continue. Now this, I'm going to drop this link in my chat. You guys know I love secular talk with Kyle Kalonsky.
Representative Randy Fine's speech. So here, let me click on this. Man on planet Earth right now, 700-pound fucking demon who lusts for dead Palestinians. I want to walk you through a bunch of what happened here, because you have the Mark Levins of the world really, really decided now we're going in guns blazing, metaphorically speaking. So let me first show you this. Signs were held at the Republican Jewish Conference in Las Vegas saying Tucker is not MAGA during Representative Randy Fine's speech. So here, let me click on this. So they literally, just so you understand, the way this works is they had these made, of course. Like, this isn't like, you know, Steve in his basement was really passionate about being anti-Tucker, so he made it. No, this is, they had these bitches printed beforehand. No, they were going to hand them out, say, okay, yeah, hold these up. So now Tucker has become sort of like a lightning rod and a vessel for all of the anger and the ire from the pro-Israel right. Obviously him and Nick Fuentes, and Fuentes has, of course, been gaining in name recognition and prominence for a while now, also aided and abetted by the fact that Tucker had Nick Fuentes on, which until that point, it seemed like the Ben Shapiro's of the world and the Mark Levins of the world, they were against Tucker, but they wouldn't let it all hang out, just how against him they were. But now, since he had on Fuentes, it's, forget it, now it's all systems go. So they're holding up signs, Tucker is not MAGA. And let me show you, Lindsey Graham was there, like a bunch of people were there. Let me show you what happened in some of these speeches. So let's start with this one from Lindsey Graham. Here we go.
But I just want to make it really clear, I'm in the Hitler sucks wing of the Republican Party.
You know, it's kind of weird, right? Because you're also in the Netanyahu is based part of the Republican Party, which is kind of like saying Hitler's based, right? Like, that's the problem, is that I'm against Adolf Hitler. He's bad. But I love Netanyahu, who's basically Hitler reincarnate. That doesn't make sense, bro. It doesn't make sense. All right, let's keep going.
What is this Hitler shit? I don't know. Anyway, here's what I do know. You can sit in a basement with weird people and say weird things. It's a free country, right? But if you ever run for office as a Republican and you embrace this weird shit, we're going to beat your brains out.
There are many ways to interpret that, but the way I look at that, it sounds like what he's saying is the Israel lobby is going to have a shitload of dirt on you, and we're going to leak it, and we're going to ruin your fucking life. If you speak out against Israel, we are going to absolutely destroy you.
Isn't that political violence? He said we're going to beat your brains out. They're so violent.
You by dragging up things you're hiding about your past, and we're going to make sure you are not allowed in the national discourse. That's what it sounds like to me. Now, the kind interpretation of it is, oh, we're going to crush you in the marketplace of ideas and show that since you're anti-Israel, you can't win on the right. But the problem with that is, among young Republican voters, that's actually not true. It's basically like, it's around 50-50. Maybe even it's a little bit above 50% that young Republicans are anti-Israel, right? The old ones, I agree. Their brains are cooked. It's fucking figgy pudding up there. And they're like, they'll support Israel no matter what. It's like fucking 70-80% of old people that support Israel in the Republican Party. But among young Republicans, so Lindsey, you might be right for now. You could just defeat them by saying, look, they're anti-Israel. But in the future, it's going to be your ilk that get defeated by saying, look, he's pro-Israel.
If you're an anti-Semite and you think because somebody loves Israel, their brain is wired, that means you got a brain. Nothing wrong with your brain. We will meet you on the battlefield of political discourse, and we will beat you politically. I want the world to know anti-Semitism, anti-Israel rhetoric, anti-Israel thought is not the road to being elected as a Republican. You will lose.
The thing I can't fucking stand is how they keep equating anti-Semitism and being anti-Israel. It is such bullshit. He now comes out and gives his speech in his whiny voice. He kind of sounds like Ted Cruz. Me, I'm Ted Cruz. Me. I don't know why anybody would want to listen to this guy, but he decides to lash out at both Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson. Let's watch.
Little Adolf Fuentes, little Adolf. He gets here, he's got a little suit on like he's attending a funeral. My advice to little Adolf is just go full, put the brown shirt on. What are you, a coward? Put the brown shirt on. I know you can't grow the Hitler mustache, you're still stuck in your prepubescent stage, but give it a shot.
So, in this new Republican Party, there is absolutely no freedom of speech. Because if you dare say something about what was going on in Gaza, you are saying something about the Jewish people. They want to peddle like you are anti-Semitic. Semitic.
Give it a shot. To Tucker Carlson, I say, did you have a head injury? What happened to you? But you know what? Unlike other people, truly, I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't care why. I just know what you are. You platform these people, you deceive your audience, you lie to your audience, you become a full-blown, out-of-the-closet Jew hater. And if you're a Jew hater, you're a Christian hater. If you reject Judaism and Christianity, then you reject the American founding based on the Judeo-Christian values and belief system. If you embrace Hitler...
So, you have to embrace Christianity and Judaism. Now, I thought that there was a little... I'm not up on Judaism, but I thought that there was a little conflict about the whole baby Jesus story. So, you must... if you're a Christian, you must... accept Judaism. What is all of this about you must and religions? I thought that that's why the United States separated from England because they could be free to practice whatever religion that they want to, and it was not put upon them what religion they must accept. Is it just me? Is it just me?
If you play footsie with Hitler, if you think Hitler's misunderstood, if you think Churchill's the reason we had World War II, if you think Churchill was the provocateur.
By the way, he's bringing this one up because Tucker Carlson had on Daryl Cooper, and Daryl Cooper, he peddles this like soft World War II revisionism, and at times the mask slips, and it's not even really soft. It's just flat out.
But the thing that is curious about all of this and what people are accept, I haven't heard anybody go up against J.D. Vance quoting Curtis Yarvin, who think that computers and everything should be gods on this planet. I haven't heard anybody say anything about Peter Thiel with his obsession about the Antichrist and if AI is going to be the ultimate Antichrist and about he doesn't even know if human kind should even exist. I don't hear any of these Republicans talking about any of that talk. I guess they're not getting campaign finances from them. Go figure.
Like out in the open, rewriting history and trying to make Churchill the chief villain, as he said, and sort of say, oh, bunch of Jews wound up dead because of Germany's policy, as if it was like an oopsie. So he has this guy on, and he doesn't really push back. He doesn't really hold him accountable. So Levin is right that this is the sort of stuff that Tucker engages in. It's true. He does do that. Now, on the flip side, Tucker is correct to criticize Israel, and Mark Levin never has ever done that, and he never will do that.
Okay, let's go a little further in this conference. You can go over there and see his commentary. I just wanted to play a little bit what's going on in the Republican Party in this fight.
But understand, both sides in this back and forth are trash. More in a minute, but let's keep going.
If you think those things, I don't want to debate you. I don't even care about you.
But you're standing up there at a whole conference talking about them. It shows that you care.
It's not a legitimate position. These aren't powerful people. Seriously? These aren't intelligent people. These are lowlives that have platforms.
And what are you, Mark? What are you?
If we can't speak out against them and fight them, what good are we? Conservative institutions.
But you don't care about them, so why would you be fighting them if you really didn't care about them as a conservative institution?
We've been putting billions of dollars into conservative institutions for half a century. Now's the time. We're not interested in your white papers. We're not interested in your booklets. We're not interested in your donation requests. Unless now, when you're needed, you speak out and you do something.
All right, he's not done though.
Hitler admirers, Stalin admirers, Jew haters, American haters, Churchill haters. You're damn right we're going to cancel them and deplatform them. It's called the market system. They don't have a lifetime.
That's not the market system. That is canceling people. That is ruining people. The market is supporting this. Why is the market supporting this? Why are there people supporting Nick Fuentes? Because this nation has made it okay to be racist. But y'all didn't understand that these people would start hating whoever is not them. And now you're mad about it. But it was okay when it happened to everyone else. But oh God, it's okay when other nationalities are marginalized in the United States of America. Because they're not padding the pockets of our politicians on the left and the right.
Job like a bureaucrat who we're going to protect. And if they're your friend, there's something wrong with you. No Hitler admirer, Holocaust denier platformer. You don't get to wrap your psychotic, mental, unhinged, Nazi, Klan, jihadist bullshit around American patriotism.
Around American patriotism for supporting Israel. Where is what does that have to do with American patriotism? You get what I'm saying? He's talking about Jewish people, and he's equating all of these Nazis. Have you spoken up when all of these people are jumping out of U-Hauls, terrorizing black neighborhoods? I don't hear anything said about that. It's all okay. So there's that. Let me see if there's anything more. Here is Ben Shapiro bitching and moaning with his yarmulke on.
No, you pointed us in this direction. We're going all the way, bitch. And so here's the conclusion of Ben Shapiro's thing, where he brings up, remember, the Heritage Foundation came out the other day, the head of the Heritage Foundation, and he basically said, this was after Tucker had on Fuentes, he said, look, we're not going to cancel Tucker. Tucker's still our friend. Tucker's still our ally. Tucker still works with us. And we don't agree with Nick Fuentes, but we don't cancel people. We fucking disagree in the battlefield of ideas. And so we're not going to back away from our support of Tucker Carlson.
Finally, brings us to the Heritage Foundation. Now, I have a long and admiring relationship with the Heritage Foundation. One of the very first outlets to pick up my syndicated column when I was 17 years old, 24 years ago.
Shapiro's actually right about this. He plays all these clips of fucking Nick Fuentes saying the craziest shit you've ever fucking heard in your life. And Tucker doesn't ask him literally any of the things, right? Fuentes has said stuff like, Hitler was really fucking cool. I admire Hitler. He played the clip.
Why are people surprised? Why are people surprised? Tucker never pushed back on people who are spitting rhetoric out, racist rhetoric out. That is his. That is what we know Tucker to be. But now all of a sudden they expect something different of Tucker. That's why this shit is so pathetically entertaining. Okay, so let me show you a little bit from Adam. Did I? Oops, I put up the wrong page. Let me show you a little bit from Adam. They are really talking about this. So there's a big brouhaha going on. Don't forget to go out to vote. All of you who have special elections. I'm gonna do a little update on the election thing as well. Here we go. Ben Shapiro goes to war.
All right, breaking news. The MAGA civil war has hit a melting.
MAGA. Okay.
point, as Ben Shapiro is now pushing back against the far-right extremism that has been, I don't know, bubbling up and exploding within the movement over the past few years. Now, about a week ago, Tucker Carlson released a 3-hour cozy interview with Nick Fuentes, a genuine neo-Nazi, far-right white supremacist. And Tucker didn't push back. He was cozy. He was friendly. Ben Shapiro is...
It is funny that his name is Nick Fuentes, and he looks like a little Mexican guy. Okay.
Level before we go to the national civil war. There is a right-wing filmmaker named Dinesh D'Souza. I'm sure you've heard of him. He's been popular in the space for a while. So Indian hatred, just for context, Indian hatred in the Republican Party has been skyrocketing due to people like Nick Fuentes. Due to Nick Fuentes, his Groyper movement, and the far-right people. They have been, just talking about Indian people, the Indian population, Indian immigrants in very heinous ways. So that is actually bleeding downstream to Dinesh D'Souza, an Indian conservative right-wing filmmaker. He made a tweet on October 21st, and he said something, who cares what he said? Then someone responds, "You're Indian. You made nothing. You are nothing and devoid of creation. Your ilk has been a race of slaves for hundreds of years, and even after being given a chance, you prove what worth you are, devoid of actual thought." And Dinesh responds, "In a career spanning 40 years, I have never encountered this type of rhetoric. The right never used to talk like this. So who on our side has legitimized this type of vile degradation? It's a question worth thinking about." So Dinesh D'Souza is trying to shirk himself of all responsibility, push the MAGA movement away from all responsibility. He's like, I have never seen this type of rhetoric on the right before. Well, I got one of my most viral tweets because I responded, "Dude, you literally tweeted this right after." The hour after Dinesh made that tweet, he made a post of Zohran Mamdani as a plane going into a tower that says New York City. And he said the difference is this time New York might be asking for it. Like, dude, the call is coming from inside the house. When you're asking who on our side has legitimized this type of vile degradation.
Now, all of this is because Mandami is winning the mayoral race. But they can't understand where all of this hate comes from. Who condones this type of hate? Mirror meet face. Face meet mirror.
And you're wondering, who has allowed this type of racism in the party? Number one, people like you who say this. Number two, people like Donald Trump or J.D. Vance or people who don't provide any sort of moral clarity in the Republican Party. People like Stephen Miller who doubled down on the racism. To continue, Dinesh D'Souza then said yesterday, in response to Vivek Ramaswamy, Vivek, another right-wing Indian politician, posted a photo with his kids, and he got a bunch of hate underneath. Not coming from liberals, not coming from left-wingers. He got a bunch of hate coming from the far right. Dinesh responds, "Look at the abuse Vivek is getting for posting an innocuous photo with his boys. This is the shit show that Heritage and Tucker have brought upon us. If this continues, I would not be surprised to see the mass desertions of blacks, Latinos, and other minorities from the GOP. Unreal." And we're already seeing a lot of that. We're already seeing black conservatives or Latino conservatives or people online who are minorities making videos like, "Hey guys, I'm not really that comfortable with Tucker Carlson talking to Nick Fuentes, who doesn't want me to exist, who doesn't want my presence in the country."
The fact that you thought that any of these Tucker 45, 47, they want you to exist in certain circumstances, but not the circumstance as being a equal citizen of the United States. So where's the shock? Where is any of this new to you?
Ben Shapiro, of all people, comes out swinging, and he provides the moral clarity necessary. I mean, he should have done this a few years ago, but the problem is just hitting this boiling point due to Tucker Carlson's platforming and mainstreaming of Nick Fuentes. And Ben Shapiro then lays out his argument. It's a 41-minute video. I cut out some parts that we'll skim through. We'll talk about his beliefs. But overall, he does a good job here of debunking and exposing Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes. Most of Ben Shapiro's video was actually just a clip compilation of Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson saying crazy stuff about women, Jewish people, gay people, all of the above. But let's start off here with his thesis.
That topic is the fragmentation of the political right. That fragmentation is being caused purposefully by a splinter faction of people led by a young man named Nick Fuentes. They call themselves the Groypers. They are white supremacists. They hate women, Jews, Hindus, many types of Christians, brown people of a wide variety of backgrounds, blacks, America's foreign policy, and America's Constitution. They admire Hitler and Stalin. And that splinter faction is now being facilitated and normalized within the mainstream Republican Party. The main agent in that normalization is Tucker Carlson, who is an intellectual coward, a dishonest
But you're dishonest. But you yourself are dishonest. Because what about the defense secretary who goes to a white nationalist church? What about these people in the administration? You want to talk about Tucker Carlson and ignore this administration? The link is in my description box. I'll go over there and if you want to see what Ben Shapiro has to say now that it's getting hot in here. So let's be clear. People have why they, in my opinion, why they put together this phony peace deal is because the whole world was turned off about what was being done in Palestine. So now they're fighting amongst themselves, and it's like these people think that they have such a hold on people's thought processes and mind that people can't see things and make a determination about what they're seeing for themselves. Like everything has to be a purse between the propaganda that these paid for influencers and news reporters and politicians tell you how you should feel about the fucking shit that you saw that went on in Palestine.
Everything fucked up in the Republican Party, and he's either an idiot or simply insincere or both. Away, Dixieland. Ben Shapiro is a metaphor for everything fucked up in the Republican Party, and he's either an idiot or simply insincere or both. Away, Dixieland. He's trying to convince us that MAGA isn't a racist, anti-Semitic cog intent on establishing a white America, but instead it's a wholesome body with just a few tumors.
White supremacy, that's the problem. This is a hoax. Just like the Russia hoax. It's a conspiracy theory used to divide the country.
And white people are done being bullied.
Discriminating against and just denigrating white people.
This country's been racist for a long time. I did talk radio for 30 years and I heard it all.
This is fucking America. Whatever happened to America, huh?
When I was in Baltimore, my boss used to call Baltimore N-Town. And he said to me once, the media is run by Jews. I said, dude, really? You're my boss. You're about as Jewish as Joseph Goebbels. He was MAGA before MAGA. But even when I was in San Francisco, my boss once told me I had too many black listeners. It's insane. But of course, hate is a tool. It's all about fear. Orwell's Big Brother created an enemy that didn't exist, like Trump has done with immigrants. But anti-Semitism, it's at the core of MAGA. You saw it live and in your face back in 2017 in Charlottesville.
Very fine people on both sides.
Hail our people, hail victory.
And now this guy, talk show host Ben Shapiro, is trying to say that MAGA isn't a hateful anti-Semitic organization, which would be true if it wasn't true. Shapiro's Jewish, and he's surrounded by people who are the worst of the worst, who say the word Jew like an invective, like it's a disease. But Shapiro can't see the boat he's on is sinking, and the lifeboats all say whites and Gentiles only.
Is, I think, the most important thing happening in the country. It was a hot topic last week, but I wanted to take some time to really gather my thoughts and speak on it in coherent fashion, holistic fashion. That topic is the fragmentation of the political right. That fragmentation is being caused purposefully by a splinter faction of people led by a young man named Nick Fuentes. They call themselves the Groypers. They are white supremacists. They hate women, Jews, Hindus, many types of Christians, brown people of a wide variety of backgrounds, blacks, America's foreign policy, and America's Constitution. They admire Hitler and Stalin. And that splinter faction is now being facilitated and normalized within the mainstream Republican Party. The main agent in that normalization is Tucker Carlson, who is an intellectual coward, a dishonest interlocutor, and a terrible friend. And Tucker Carlson last week was aided, abetted, celebrated for normalizing Nazism within the Republican Party by the mainstay organization of the traditional right, the Heritage Foundation. Now, before we explain what's been happening, let's make one thing clear. This is not about free speech or cancellation. It was never about free speech or cancellation.
Well, it was at that convention. They said that they will cancel people. They said that they will ruin people public lives. It is exactly about cancel culture. And what's this other thing that you say that the Democrats always move in? Identity politics. This is pure identity politics. But keep fighting.
I believe that Nick Fuentes is odious and despicable, but I've never called for his cancellation. And in fact, I've called for his restoration to those services, despite the fact that I think he's odious and despicable.
But while Ben Shapiro is right about Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes, they aren't outliers. They are the bedrock of MAGA. Look, if MAGA teaches anything, it's to hate.
Tucker Carlson was on the other night. He said, in his opinion, there's no such thing as hate speech in America. How do you stand on that?
I believe in hate speech. When you have hate for somebody, I am 100% into speech.
So how does MAGA reconcile this hate? They do as they always do. They lie. Well, not all of them. This is Nick Fuentes a couple years ago.
There is an occult element at the high levels of society, and specifically among the Jews.
He's an anti-Semite who has been banned from most social media platforms, but still has millions of people who listen to this bullshit. Here's his latest.
We're going to take all these Shapiros, the Weinsteins, the Epsteins, and we're going to take the Zorans, the Hassans, and the Ilhans. We're going to get them all together. We're going to put them on a ship, and we're going to send them back to the fucking Middle East. Send them back to the desert. You can have them. Okay? Let's build the fleet. Let's build the Ark. Let's build a rocket ship or a spaceship. Let's get all the towel heads on one side. We'll get all the tiny hats on the other. We're going to put them on a big luxury cruise ship or a giant Boeing 737 MAX, and we can send them all right back to the Middle East. And we'll be all day long. They'll be going to Iraq, they'll be going to Israel, they'll be going to Turkey.
If you're not, you don't remember, the 737 MAX was the Boeing aircraft that that had a lot of problems and doors falling off and crashing. He's supposed to be so cute and funny, but are we ignoring what the Trump administration said? And they wonder why this type of attitude thrives in the Republican Party?
That they can all go back. Let's just bring them all back. You know, if you got funny headgear, get the fuck out. Towel, tiny hat, dot, turban. Can't do it. No more magic carpet rides. No more dreidels. This is fucking America. Whatever happened to America, huh?
So, do you wonder why people believe that J.D. Vance may go over to the other side after that hug, and the fact that his wife is from India? They are not going easy on people from India, and they mean that. And they mean that under the guise of being these great Christians. They mean that. Full of hate. But they act like, well, I don't know. How did this happen in our party?
Reason that we talk about this, by the way, I know a lot of black people see this and they go, man, why are you always talking about black people, this and that? Because there just needs to be some shame here. Well, there's a few reasons. First, white people are every single bit justified in being racist.
Now, since Trump came on the scene, there's been this saying, not everyone who supports Trump is a racist, but every racist is a Trump supporter. Let's examine that. Knowing who Trump is and what he has said, how could a supporter ignore man-titties and the people like Fuentes who had dinner with Trump at Mar-a-Lago? How could they see and hear this and not be racist? Because that shit is a lie. Trump rallies are dominated by both Dixie flags and swastikas. How can you say then you're not a racist or an anti-Semite?
For these blacks trying to go rob her, happening all the time in urban America. Prowling blacks go around for fun to go target white people. That's a fact.
How can people not see this?
Okay, so he got the congressional some type of medal of honor. That's who got a medal of honor, and we are supposed to pretend like we don't see who represents that party. Okay, this link is also this link is in my description.
Everyone who supports
this link is in my description box. I'm gonna move on to something also curious. No, let me finish out this little segment on these nut jobs who are riding over each other in their hatred for this country. I mean, you know, if you love the country, you would try to make this country work. That's my point. Now, let me I don't want to do the breaking point one. I did that one. Let me there's one more. Oh, this one with the Project 2025 guy. Here we go. Let me share that one with you. What did Mr. Project 2025 have to say? Now, I just played that to you so you can see which way the wind is blowing on this. So let's see how he can. He's like, come on, guys. Come on. Apologize and be friends. We have bigger fish to fry. Here we go.
About one thing.
Talking about and why.
I'll have more to say on this in the coming days, but today I want to be clear about one thing. Christians can critique the state of Israel without being anti-Semitic. And of course, anti-Semitism should be condemned. My loyalty as a Christian and as an American is to Christ first and to America always. When it serves the interests of the United States to cooperate with Israel and other allies, we should do so, with partnerships on security, intelligence, and technology. But when it doesn't, conservatives should feel no obligation to reflexively support any foreign government, no matter how loud the pressure becomes from the globalist class or from their mouthpieces in Washington. The Heritage Foundation didn't become the intellectual backbone of the conservative movement by canceling our
intellectual backbone. They think that they are very intelligent. You understand, and there is no hate that they would rather try to pretend like it's not happening, because there are too many non-white people out here to hate on. Why are you guys hating on people who we consider are the chosen people? We don't have time to fight that fight. You guys are getting distracted. You guys are splintering our power. You can't do that. That's what he's saying. This is what he's saying, in my opinion.
We won't start doing that now. We don't take direction from comments on X, though we are grateful for the robust free speech debate. We also don't take direction from members or donors, though we are inherently grateful for their support. And we're adding more every day. This is the robust debate we invite with our colleagues, our movement friends, our members, and the American public.
It looks like Kevin Roberts is trying to clean up another infighting moment on the right. What he's concerned now about is these talks about what Israel is doing. And there's folks on the right are like, what the hell are we doing? And the fight is on. And Kevin Roberts has to make sure he keeps his people all together in one collective mindset so they can continue their assault on the left and their murderous tendencies and their fascist takeover of the country. If he's going to come forward and have all this to say, he's definitely concerned about the fighting that's going on. Here are the people that they're fighting about. Kevin Roberts continues.
We will always defend truth. We will always defend America, and we will always defend our friends against the slander of bad actors who serve someone else's agenda. That includes Tucker Carlson, who remains, and as I have said before, always will be a close friend of the Heritage Foundation. The venomous coalition attacking him are sowing division. Their attempt to cancel him will fail. Most importantly, the American people expect us to be focusing on our political adversaries on the left, not attacking our friends on the right. I disagree with, and even abhor, things that Nick Fuentes says. But canceling him is not the answer either.
So there you have it. You should not cancel him either. These people who are pretending as if they are some great Christians. You should not cancel either of them because even though he's saying the quiet part out loud, we support that. What did 4547 say in that child? What is it? Charlottesville protest when they were marching saying Jews will not replace us. He said that they were fine people on both sides. And this is the same thing that this fool is saying. There are fine people on both sides. We need all of you because it's us against them. And we have to keep us together. You see how that works? You see how when us stick together, but you have blacks and Hispanics over there voting for their own demise. So I just thought that I would drop a few nuggets about what's going on the right. Neither of them will be canceled, says the big brouhaha. The one who has all the policies that are being enacted in our country. Let's keep it clear. This is where all of the policies that this administration come from. His think tank. You heard him be sure to tell you that they are getting more supporters every day, more donors every day. But we can't keep people from shopping at Amazon, who says that they are taking over 600,000 jobs away from the public to fill those jobs with AI. Make that make sense. All right, guys. That's all I have for you today. All the links are in my description box. I appreciate your support. Anyone who comes in on the replay, I hope you enjoyed the show. I am going to drop Jill's Comfort Zone, her link in the chat. She's having her annual, I think it's her third annual poetry contest this Saturday. Let me see. Hold on one second. This Saturday at 6 o'clock. Oh, she's having a contest too. For the best Christmas tree comfort crew decoration contest. Vote for the best Christmas tree. Let me see. She's also having her poetry competition. That's why I came over here. It is on this Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So go over there. It is always a real great show. I will drop her link in the chat this Saturday at 30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, while I'm so busy announcing Jill's Comfort Zones events, I will also be having my fourth annual Secret Santa. It's whatever content creator chooses to give back to you, they will show up here for my event, and we will do like we always do. We do not have a pot because all of the money is going to you. We will exchange names, and we will gift each other between $30 and $50. That's what Secret Santa is, where you pull names and you exchange gifts. That so the content creators will come on the stage and we will all pull names and we will exchange a gift between $30 and $50 in the Cash App. However, we do not keep our gift because the gift goes to the subscribers. So any subscriber who is in the chat who is dropping their Cash App will then be given the prize that was gifted to the content creator. Is this hard to understand? Am I speaking English? This is not for the content creators. The content creators only get the gift of giving back to you. So you will see who is interested in giving back to you based upon who shows up to exchange gifts with each other and then in return give the gifts to you, the subscriber, who give the content creators all year long. So I hope you guys come out and join me. I'm going to set a date and hey, uh, Ronnie Q's name is the name that should not be mentioned by a lot of content creators to make you believe that Ronnie Q is not over here uh, making content. So you may want to ask your content creator, are they giving back in the Secret Santa if you choose? Or, hey, if not, come over here and join whoever shows up to give back to you. You who give all year long. It's not about me. This is about you. All right, guys. Hey, very Carrie. Jesus, am I gonna have to do that on my phone, very Carrie? I cannot get it right on my laptop. I think I may have to do it from my phone. I thought that I was all ready for it, but I know my live was set up for 7:30, but after I got off with you, I was like, well, let me test. I could not get it to, oh God. I'm still working on it, very Carrie. All right, guys, I appreciate your support. Try it and see how it works. Dang, why I gotta work? I will have to catch the part I missed. Yeah, I was just talking about that little civil war that's going, the civil war of hatred that's going on the right. They are, the lepers are eating their own faces. I never thought lepers would eat my face, and it's just very entertaining to watch the hateful go at each other as opposed to going at people who are trying to get a work done. Now, it was. I'll save that for tomorrow. Do you believe that the Republicans are still getting paid, and they have been, of the past 120 something days, they have only worked 21 days. And they want to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse. I think that every time I've only tried it once on my phone, and it was for a short time. I'm going to try it on the phone. I'm going to do a test run on the phone because I definitely want to do that. So you guys be sure I dropped all my links in my description box. Go over and check some of these people out. They give you a lot of information. I also dropped the sites, Axios, Rolling Stone. Who was the other site? Axios, who do I use? Axios, Rolling Stone, Politico, and this 404 Media. Go over there and find out what the for-profit media what is it? Rutgers. There's no G in there. Rutgers. Go over there and check out some of these news sites because there's a lot of stuff going on, and keep pay attention. That's all I'm saying. Pay attention, and I hope you guys have a great remainder of your day, and I will see you back tomorrow. I really appreciate you all for being here. Did I drop Jill's link? Let me make sure. Jill. Yes, Jill Comfort Zones this Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Go over there and check this out. You will have a great time, and I'll see you guys over there. And I may see you on the YouTube streets in a little while. All right, guys, I appreciate your support. All right, bye-bye. Peace. As Jilly say, stay sucker free.
Compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air. It's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie.